Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiri Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. So continuing with our discussion on Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 2, Remembrance of Lord Krishna, text number 7 onwards. So Uddhava is speaking to Vidura. Vidurji has asked questions, and now Uddhava is answering. Uddhava vacha Krishna dyum mani nimaloche Girshev Jagrenaha Kim Nunah Kushlam Duruyam Gatashrishu Griheshvaham. Shri Uddhav said, My dear Vidura, the sun of the world, Lord Krishna, has set, and our house has now been swallowed by the great snake of time. What can I say to you about our welfare? I mean, he's in so much of separation from Krishna that he's saying, what can I say about our welfare? The son of Krishna, the son named Krishna, has already set. So our house is in complete darkness. The disappearance of the Krishna sun may be explained as follows, according to the commentary of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Vidura was struck with great sorrow when he got the hint of the annihilation of the great Yadu dynasty, as well as of his own family, the Kuru dynasty. Uddhava could understand the grief of Vidura, and therefore he first of all wanted to sympathize with him by saying that after the sunset, everyone is in darkness. Since the entire world was merged in the darkness of grief, neither Vidura nor Uddhava nor anyone else could be happy. Uddhava was as much as aggrieved as Vidura, and there was nothing further to be said about their welfare. So the devotees are, since they both are devotees of great caliber, they are very sad that Krishna has wound up his pastimes and he has unmanifested himself. Of course, the demons are always happy when the Supreme Lord leaves, or because they'll get a chance to again enjoy the way they want to. But devotees are always unhappy at this point, or at this pastime of the Lord. That is why, if we ever see our Vaishnav calendar, it's always mentioned about the appearance of the Lord, like Krishna Janmashtami, Ram Navami, whenever the Lord appears, Narsingh Chaturdashi, Vaman Dwadashi, Varaha Dwadashi, and other days. But it is never mentioned when the Lord disappears. Because for devotees, it's really intolerable. Of course, for acharyas' appearance and disappearance, it's all mentioned. Because devotees are really happy even when they disappear. Of course, they are sad that they won't get the association anymore, but they are happy in the sense that the acharyas have gone back to the Nitya Leela of the Lord. But the Lord's disappearance day is never mentioned, because it's really intolerable for devotees. The comparison of Krishna to the sun is very appropriate. As soon as the sun sets, darkness automatically appears. But the darkness experienced by the common man does not affect the sun itself, either at the time of sunrise or of sunset. Lord Krishna's appearance and disappearance are exactly like that of the sun. He appears and disappears in innumerable universes. As long as he is present in a particular universe, there is transcendental light in that universe. But the universe from which he passes away is put into darkness. His pastimes, however, are everlasting. So can we imagine the number of universes? He goes from one universe to another. Means His pastimes are eternal. So some places Damodar Leela is going on, and some places Bharat Leela is going on, some places Pudna Leela is going on. And not just Krishna, even Ram, Narsimha, Vamandev, Varadev, and other incarnations, they're all having the pastimes in one or the other universe. Just imagine how many universes there could be. His pastimes, however, are everlasting. The Lord is always present in some universe, just as the sun is present in either the eastern or the western hemisphere. The sun is always present, either in India or in America. But when the sun is present in India, the America land is in darkness. And when the sun is present in America, the Indian hemisphere is in darkness. So similarly, Krishna is present in universes. And Prabhupada said some universe, but actually his pastimes are eternal in every universe. So one or the other pastime is going on in some of the universe. Okay, of course, from our universe, he has unmanifested his pastime, but other universes, is still going on. And of course, there have got to be many universes where his pastimes are not going on, where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes must be going on, or Kalki Avatar must be there. As the sun appears in the morning and gradually rises to the meridian, and then again sets in one hemisphere, while simultaneously rising in the other. So Lord Krishna's disappearance in one universe and the beginning of his different pastimes in another take place simultaneously. As soon as one pastime is finished here, it is manifested in some other universe. And thus his Nitya Leela of eternal pastimes are going on without ending. As the sunrise takes place once in 24 hours, similarly the pastimes of Krishna takes place in a universe once in a daytime of Brahma, the account of which is given in the Bhagavad Gita as 4.3 billion solar years. No. 4.3 billion. But wherever the Lord is present, all his different pastimes, as described in the revealed scriptures, take place at regular intervals. As at sunset, the snakes become more powerful, the thieves are encouraged, ghosts become active, the lotus becomes disfigured, and the Chakravaki laments. Chakravaki is a bird. So, with the disappearance of Lord Krishna, the atheists feel enlivened, and the devotees become sorry. So that is a meaning of darkness. Darkness really sets in as soon as the sun is set. Durbhago bat loko ayam yadvo nitaram api ye santo na vidur harim mina ivo dupam. This universe with all its planets is most unfortunate. And even more unfortunate are the members of the Yadu dynasty because they could not identify Lord Hari as the personality of Godhead any more than the fish could identify the moon. Uddhava lamented for the unfortunate persons of the world who could not recognize Lord Shri Krishna in spite of seeing all his transcendental godly qualities. From the very beginning of his appearance within the prison bars of King Kansa to the Mosul Leela, although he exhibited his potencies as the personality of Godhead, in the six opulences of wealth, strength, fame, beauty, knowledge, and renunciation, the foolish persons of the world could not understand that he was the Supreme Lord. Foolish persons might have thought him as an extraordinary historic figure because they had no intimate touch with the Lord. But more fortunate were the family members of the Lord, the members of the Yadu dynasty, who were always in company with the Lord but were unable to recognize him as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Uddhava lamented his own fortune also because although he knew Krishna to be the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he could not properly use the opportunity to render devotion service to the Lord. He regretted everyone's misfortune, including his own. The pure devotee of the Lord thinks himself most unfortunate. That is due to excessive love for the Lord and is one of the transcendental perceptions of viraha, the suffering of separation. Here Uddhavji is saying, even I am unfortunate because I could not recognize him. Of course, Uddhavji knew and he served the Lord as much as he could, or more than he could. But he is feeling sorry for the Yadu dynasty members that they could not recognize Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead when he was amongst all of them. But Krishna, of course, Uddhav's lamentation are completely justified. But Krishna himself doesn't want his intimate associates to understand that he's a Supreme Personality of Godhead. Otherwise, how would he be able to relish the pastimes with his associates? If Akrurji and Shurasen, Ugrasen and Nanda Baba, Devaki Mata, if they all had understood Krishna as a Supreme Personality of Godhead, where would that love be? That where would how could have they enacted their pastimes? They couldn't have. The 16,108 queens of Dwarka, they understood Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then where is the question of that husband-wife relationship? They couldn't have done that. Similarly in Vrindavan. So that's also one of the reasons Krishna doesn't want his intimate associates to understand that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So his Yogmaya covers them. But lamentation of Uddhava is completely justified because that's in separation. He's in viraha and he's lamenting. How come I did not serve Krishna properly? It is learned from the revealed scripture that the moon was born from the milk ocean. So that was, well, there are two ways to understand. Moon was born from the milk ocean. Yes, at the time of churning of ocean, that pastime that we'll study later on, moon was one of the things that came out of the ocean. But it's not that moon did not exist before. Moon is always there. But it's just a matter of pastime it came out from the milk ocean. Just like Lakshmi Ji also came out from the ocean of milk. And then she came out and then she accepted Lord Vishnu as her husband. So similarly, moon came out from the milk ocean in this pastime, but moon is always present. There is a milk ocean in the upper planets, and there Lord Vishnu, who controls the heart of every living being as Paramatma, the Super Soul, resides as Kshirodakshaya Vishnu. Those who do not believe in the existence of the ocean of milk because they have experience only of the salty water in the ocean should know that the world is also called the go, which means the cow. The urine of the cow is salty, and according to Ayurvedic medicine, the cow's urine is very effective in treating patients suffering from liver trouble. So if your liver is in problem, so take cow's urine. Of course, we cannot take cow urine directly, so we make a arc and then we take it. Such patients may not have any experience of the cow's milk because milk is never given to liver patients. But the liver patient may know that the cow has milk also, although he has never tasted it. Very nice example Prabhupada is giving. So those who have liver disease, they should take cow's urine as a medicine. But they cannot take cow's milk because for liver patients, milk is prohibited. But they should know that cow has milk also, not just the urine. So similarly, people of this world, they have experience of salty water ocean, but there is an ocean of milk also. There are 7 oceans: ocean of milk, ocean of ghee, ocean of sugarcane juice, ocean of yogurt, ocean of salt water. I think ocean of honey, if I'm not wrong. And there's one more, I'm forgetting. So there are 7 oceans. Similarly, men who have experience only of this tiny planet where the saltwater ocean exists may take information from the revealed scriptures that there is also an ocean of milk, although we have never seen it. From this ocean of milk, the moon was born, but the fish in the milk ocean could not recognize that the moon was not another fish and was different from them. The fish took the moon to be one of them, or maybe something illuminating, but nothing more. The unfortunate persons who do not recognize Lord Krishna are like such fish. They take him to be one of them, although a little extraordinary in opulence, strength, etc. Bhagavad Gita confirms such foolish persons to be most unfortunate. Avjananti mam muda tam manashim tanam ashitam. So when the moon is in the ocean of milk and the fishes who are there in the ocean of milk, they must have seen moon, but they would have said, "Oh, this moon, this is just maybe one of us because it's in this ocean. Okay, he's illuminating a little, so he must be a little more powerful. That's about it." Similarly, Krishna, when he is in the material world and he acts just like us, it's very difficult for people who don't have devotional inclinations in their heart to recognize Krishna as a supreme personality of Godhead. They think Krishna is just like one of us, maybe a little more powerful because he had lifted Govardhan Hill. That's about it. So, so people who are in complete ignorance, they cannot understand Krishna. People who are in complete devotion, they don't want to understand Krishna. In the beginning, we can't, and in the end, we don't want to. It's just in the middle when we are trying to understand Krishna and Krishna's position and trying to develop gratitude for his opulences, gratitude for his creation and all that he has given us, provided for us, and in the same time developing a attitude of devotion so we can serve him. We can, whatever he has given us, we serve, we engage that or offer it back to him with love and devotion. It's just in the people in the middle, they are the ones who are trying to understand Krishna, and they can only understand Krishna in proportion to the mercy Krishna gives them, by which they can understand Krishna. And that proportion of mercy is not in direct proportion to the devotional service, but it's in direct proportion to their surrender. So that's how they try to understand Krishna. And once they come to the level of complete pure devotional service, then they again forget who Krishna is because they don't want to remember. And Krishna also doesn't want them to remember because then Krishna cannot have the proper reciprocation with his devotees. Arjun, when he was listening to Bhagavad Gita and when Krishna showed him the universal form, what happened to him? He forgot all about their friendship, all about the Krishna was the chariot driver. He said, "Oh, Krishna, oh, hey, Yadav, hey, Sakha, I called you so many times. Yadav, Sakha, please forgive me. Who are you? I don't understand. Who are you?" And then Krishna says, "Okay." And then Arjun says, okay, you take away this universal form. Show me your four-handed and then your original form. Because I cannot reciprocate with this universal form. And then the universal form, Krishna says, "Arjun, whatever opulence you're seeing here, is just a fragment of my spark of my splendor. Just that's all it is. Nothing else." So even that spark of the splendor of Krishna was good enough to bewilder Arjuna. So that's why the pure devotees, they don't want to understand who Krishna is. They just want to love him. They just want to serve him. Of course, cowherd boys and the gopis, even if somebody tells them, even Krishna himself tells them, "I am the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Yashoda Maya," they'll never believe it. Because their love for him, in the mood that they have for him, it is so strong, with full of madhurya, full of sweetness, that opulence can never even enter in that relationship, because that will completely remove the sweetness of the relationship. So that's why opulence just stays away. When Yashoda Maya bound up Krishna, Damodar Leela, Balramji came back. Balramji had gone, and when he came back, he saw Krishna was bound up. And Balramji got angry. He said, "Who bound you up?" Even he himself wasn't trying to untie Krishna, but he was getting angry. "Oh, who bound you up? How come you bound? Anybody who bind him up, come and untie him right away." Yashoda Maya came out of the kitchen in the courtyard. "Okay, what's your problem?" Yashoda Maya said. "I have bound him up." "Oh, you, Maya, you untie him right now. You don't know who he is. He was the Ram who killed Ravan and Kumbhakarna. He was the Nrsimhadev who killed the biggest demon, Hiranyakashipu, and he was Vamandev who extended his feet and appears through the universal covering and this and that." Yashoda Maya said, "Yeah, all the incarnations had to take birth in my house only. What nonsense you're talking about?" And Balramji was still angry. "No, Maya, you don't understand. You untie him right now. Otherwise, I will burn up the whole universe." Yashoda Maya picked up that stick again, which she had left there. And she said, "You get out of here right now, otherwise I'll bind you up also." And Balramji ran away from there. And running away, he told Krishna, "See, I told you, don't be so naughty. Now you deal with it. I'm going." That is the love of Yashoda Maya. We cannot understand. We cannot fathom the deepness, the depth of her love, the sweetness of her love. And Srimati Radharani, there is no way Krishna can show her his opulences. There's no way. So in the beginning, we don't know who Krishna is, and in the end, we don't want to know who Krishna is. Just in the middle stage, when we are going from that lowest stage to the highest stage, that's where we are trying to understand who Krishna is. Text 9. Ingitagyah puru prona ekaramascha sattatah sattatam rishabham sarve bhuta vasa samam satah. The Yadus were all experienced devotees, learned and expert in psychic study. Over and above this, they were always with the Lord in all kinds of relaxations. And still they were only able to know him as one supreme who dwells everywhere. In the Vedas, it is said that the Supreme Lord or Paramatma cannot be understood simply by the strength of one's erudition or the power of mental speculation. Nayam Atma Pravachanena Labhyo na Medhya na Bahuna Shutena. He can be known only by one who has the mercy of the Lord. Yadavas were all exceptionally learned and experienced, but in spite of their knowing the Lord as the one who lives in everyone's heart, they could not understand that he is the original personality of Godhead. This lack of knowledge was not due to their insufficient erudition, it was due to their misfortune. In Vrindavan, however, the Lord was not even known as Paramatma because the residents of Vrindavan were pure, unconventional devotees of the Lord and could think of him only as their object of love. They did not know that he is a personality of Godhead. The Yadus, or the residents of Dwarka, however, could know Lord Krishna as Vasudeva, or the Super Soul living everywhere, but not as the Supreme Lord. As the scholars of the Vedas, they verified the Vedic hymns, Eko Deva Sarva Bhutadi Vasha Antaryami. The Yadus therefore accepted Lord Krishna as a super soul incarnated in their family, and not more than that. So Krishna, so people or anybody can know Krishna only up to the extent that Krishna wants to know that, wants him to know. It's all up to mercy of Krishna. That's all. So Yadus could only understand him as Paramatma, but Vrindavan, Brajvasis, no way. In fact, Krishna's cowherd boyfriends, Gopas, when they play together, and Krishna, as Krishna he cheats sometimes in the game. And then there are always two parties, Balram and Krishna, they're always in the opposite parties. And Krishna cheats. And then the Balram party, cowherd boys, they get angry at Krishna that we will never play with him and we'll never let him play with us from now, because he cheats so much. That's their mood. And Krishna loves it. And Krishna comes to Yashoda Maya and he complains to Yashoda Maya that these boys don't let me play, and Balram is number one against me, and then Yashoda Maya chastises them, and then they let him play again. And again he cheats, and these things go on all day, every day. But this is the love for Krishna. Of course, they cannot stay without Krishna. Even for a second, they cannot stay without Krishna. But it's passionate to make it more sweet. These are the things that happen. And that's why Krishna can never leave Vrindavan, can never leave the association of those devotees. So anyway, Uddhavji is talking about Yadus being unfortunate. But look at us, how unfortunate we are. For so many lifetimes we have been away from Krishna. And so unfortunate that still we don't want to know him. Still we want to play with Maya. Still we want to enjoy this material. Still we think we are the controllers, proprietors, enjoyers. We are the most unfortunate actually. So anyway, by Prabhupada's mercy, Prabhupada has given us Srimad Bhagavatam and other wonderful books, by which, by studying them, we can try to understand Krishna to whatever extent, and then beg for his mercy so that he can reveal himself to us. Beg for mercy of Prabhupada. So by Prabhupada's intervention, Krishna will definitely give his mercy to us. So that's all we can do. Hare Krishna, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Any questions or comments?
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, when we start today's discussion, you started with saying about the disappearance of Krishna and Sri Ram. This is a question from my end. That is there any, because we know in Krishna's case, I mean, just before the disappearance, or I don't know, there is no information on his. I mean, something. I don't want to even use that word, death of Lord. But then a arrow hit on his, I think, feet, and just after that, the disappearance information was there. So, is there any information around that for both Krishna and Sri Ram?
Actually, in Bhagavatam it is mentioned. It is not that, I mean, it is mentioned like this, that have you seen anybody dying by getting an arrow shot at the bottom of a feet? Nobody dies like that. And moreover, Krishna himself, the arrow never touched his foot. It was just he wanted to unmanifest his pastimes. But there is no specific day or tithi mentioned when he unmanifested those pastimes. Like his appearance is there, Janmashtami. Every year we celebrate. But when did he disappear? How did he disappear? Okay, some pastime is there. But exactly when do we celebrate his disappearance? We don't. It's not mentioned. Similarly, Lord Ram, we know how he disappeared. He went into Saryu and he took all the Ayodhyavasis there, and from there they all went back to Vaikuntha. But when exactly did it happen? He appeared on Ram Navami, but when did he disappear? So the reason being because devotees cannot handle that. It's very difficult. That's all I was saying. Is that okay?
Yeah, thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. It was very nice class. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna. So we'll stop here. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Thank you very much, Prabhu.
Thank you very much,
Thank
Prabhuji.
you.
Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna, Jai Shri Prabhupada.